Everyone, this is Supratik Acharya and a very warm welcome to my channel. I hope you like this video. Today we'll be going to discuss about the reality of Indian football and what Indian football needs to work on to make sure that we can retain our lost glory. So the first point, so today we'll be discussing about three major points, the points that we need to work on just to make sure that India, the vision we have, the vision 2047 can be actually can be executed to the best of our abilities and we are able to compete at the world football level. FIFA, there are three crucial points that we will be going to discuss about. The first point is the infrastructure. Infrastructure is a basic point that we must address here. Infrastructure, grassroots level, every possible country needs to work on the grassroots level, and India is nowhere near that. The reason is we are not actually prioritizing our Indian footballers that much. We need to prioritize our Indian footballers. We need to actually have a proper scouting team who are actually able to finalize hundreds or 10,000 or hundreds of members who are actually of that level. I don't believe the fact that there are not proper Indian footballers out there. We have many youth footballers who are actually of that level. If we are nourishing them, if we are actually taking care of them, I don't consider that they are not of that level. They will definitely be of that level if we are actually scouting them at the very early stage. If we are actually scouting them probably in their mid tens, and then we are able to actually make sure that they get the proper treatment, they get the proper diet, they get the best of the coaches, and definitely why not. I know that budget will be an issue because we can't be accommodating all those footballers out there under one roof. Definitely we won't be able to, but then after a certain point, when they're actually playing for under 15, when they're playing for the under 17, we need to make sure that they are getting some contract. We can't just be providing contract to the national players. Under 15 players, why aren't they getting a contract? They should be getting a contract because they are the players who will be actually playing for the Indian country after a point. They are the players who will be actually representing our nation, right? So infrastructure is one major point. Grassroots we need to work on. Vision 2047 won't be possible if we are not working on our grassroots right from day one. Like, this is 2024, and in another 23 years, are you just telling me that without even working on our grassroots, without even working on our infrastructure, we will be able to actually make it to FIFA? We won't be able to. The reason, and at that time we can't even be sad. We can't be saying like, oh, we weren't able to match up to the vision 2047 because because we are not of that level. We are not able to correct the 2047 vision because we are not able to actually work on it right from day one. We are not working on our infrastructure, we are not working on a scouting team, we are not working on our grassroots level. The points are very simple. Like, AIFF needs to actually address that. That would be a humble request from my end to AIFF. Please do work on it. The first point is that infrastructure, grassroots level, and scouting team. The second point would be, please make sure that ISL, I League is not actually being decided on the basis of the Indian cricket calendar. I understand the fact that we are a cricketing nation and cricket is the most important sport. But then you also have to understand the fact that football is equally important. We want to become a sporting nation. We are not a cricketing nation, for God's sake. We don't want to be a footballing nation. We don't want to be a cricketing nation. We want to be a sporting nation. We want to be just like America, USA, China. We want to be like them. We want to actually get to that level where we can actually fight against the best of the nations. The reason is pretty simple. We have to stop prioritizing we have to keep on prioritizing other sports and not just one sport. You guys are understanding what I'm actually trying to say, right? We can't just focus on one sport and make other sports dilute. The reason is other sports are equally important and will be bringing a specific revenue in the times to come if they are being treated the right way. Hockey, there were what hasn't hockey done for our country? Can anybody tell me what hasn't hockey done? Hockey has given us so much of glory, right? Football has given us so much of glory in the 1950s and the 1960s. We can't just be forgetting that. We can't just be sitting idle thinking that we are just a cricketing nation and there is no other sport apart from cricket. We should consider cricket is equally important, and so is football, so is hockey, so is any other sports, right? So we can't just be making our ISL or I League or any other footballing competitions calendar based on when IPL or when national team is actually getting an outage window, where when they are not playing we will be actually accommodating our ISL or other premier division leagues in that outage window. It's not gonna happen that way. Surely we need to work on that. We need to make sure that even if ISL is and IPL is colliding, we need to make sure that ISL is getting the same importance. And definitely if being advertised, if we are actually advertising I would get to the third point, and which is advertising. When we are actually discussing about advertising, I'll bring it right here. We need to work on our advertising as well. ISL banners I don't get to see anywhere in our country. ISL banner should be there in every locality. Everybody should have an understanding of when ISL is happening and what are the matches, who are the teams who are playing, who are the owners there. They should be getting the ISL merchandises and everything if they're a member of it. We need to work on them, right? We can't just be thinking that ISL will definitely come at some stage of our life. Definitely, if even if we are not treating ISL in the best possible manner. I remember this is the 10th year of ISL, right? If actually we are considering, if we are giving that importance to ISL, this is the first time actually where we had such a nerve wracking Shield championship between Mumbai and Mohun Bagan. And at this time, like right at the very end, we had such a great competitive match. Like we have Durand Cup winners from Kolkata, we have our Super Cup winners from Kolkata, we have ISL champions from Kolkata, we have our I League champions from Kolkata like Mohammedan. So exciting times ahead. Definitely, if we work on, if government works on, if we actually make a mindset of bringing Indian football forward, definitely why not? We should definitely work on that if given a chance. If I'm telling you, if we are actually keeping in mind and putting in the effort for 20 odd years, if we are actually putting in the effort for 20 years, definitely football will repay us 10 times more than what football is giving us. Sorry, what football is giving us, definitely football will be giving us a lot more than cricket or any other sport, because football is a global sport. Football is a sport which unites the entire nation together. Football is a sport which is played by 190 countries. You are telling me that we don't have football maniacs here? I am just one of them. I'm definitely one of them, but we have crores of people who live for football. 2022 footballing World Cup was such a success here. Like everybody was so delighted to see the rise of Argentinian football and to see Messi picking up the trophy that he was so eagerly waiting for. Everybody was on top of the moon. Everybody felt so elated when actually Messi won the World Cup, right? So definitely we have fans out there. We have genuine supporters who are actually rooting for the growth of Indian football. If given a chance, if we are actually taking Indian football forward, definitely in the times to come, you will see Indian football rise and actually live up to its expectations. Why not? Stop hating Indian football and start accepting the fact that Indian football is also equally important as any other sport, as Indian cricket. Indian football should also be getting the same priority. Just raise your voice. Just let them understand, let the government understand, let the boards understand that Indian football shouldn't be kicked aside. Indian football is also a thing for the present and should be treated as the same in the future as well. We need to make sure that Indian football is getting what it actually deserves. We need to make sure that Indian football is moving in the right direction, because we are fans of Indian football, and we are here to stay for long. Joy is Bengal, joy any other sports, joy football.